I was having problems with the front diffs of my Yeti crawler. They're extremely loose. I've got 1 million weight oil in these front diffs, and it's almost like there's no diff oil in them at all. It's easy as it moves. I mean, it's fairly stiff, but nowhere near like what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and lock the front diffs. I got this Axial diff locker. It's for the Yeti and the XOR. The XOR being sort of Yeti's grandfather or whatever. This locker comes with the locker piece and a couple of cups that you install into this locker piece, and this screws on apparently to the spur inside the differential. So I'm going to go ahead and get this open, see what's in the bag, and get it assembled.
Team Baxter.
So inside the packet are the 2 output cups, the actual locker, and a couple of screws. You get 2 set pins to install the output cups and a couple of screws to screw onto the bevel gear. So the next obvious step is pulling the existing differential out of the Yeti. This needs to be cleaned up, taken apart, and the main gear removed so that I can assemble it onto the new locked gear. So I've got this greasy mustard tiger cleaned up, and I'm gonna start disassembling it and moving the parts onto this new locked differential. When I disassemble it, the only thing I'll be using are a couple of the components like the bearings, and I'll be taking the main gear. I've got the locked differential built, pretty sturdy it seems like. Pins through both sides, one there and one there, and 4 screws holding the whole assembly together. Those have been Loctite, and I'm going to let this sit for a little bit, just to kind of let the Loctite cure up just a little bit before I coat it in grease, and then I'll begin inserting it back into the diff box and getting the whole thing reassembled in reverse from what I just did. The front end has been reassembled, and now all that's left to do is put the wheels and tires back on. But before I put the wheels on, I want to change the tires. I don't think there's anything wrong with these tires, but I want to put a pair of Pitbulls on there just to kind of help it out and give it every little chance it can to climb over rocks and obstacles. These tires, the Wild Peak Falcons, I cannot complain about these tires at all. They did excellent out on the trail. I will definitely be using these tires. I'm just removing them from this particular project. For sure we'll be using these on another rig. In place of the Falcon Wild Peaks, I'll be using Pitbull tires. I'll be using Pitbull Rock Beast XORs. I use these on my AX10 with fantastic results, and it's almost like cheating how great these tires are, so that's why I'm going to use them on the Yeti, just to give it every little advantage it can get. Along with these Pitbull tires, I'm also going to be using Pitbull foams. These are pretty soft foams, 2-stage foam, medium inner and a very soft outer. These provide a nice soft plushy tire. I use these with no ventilation. Pretty soft, and they like to conform over obstacles, so that's why I chose these foams. There are other harder foam options that may be a better fit for other people, but I like these Pitbull, they call them Dos Piezas compilation foam 2.2s. So I'm gonna get these foams mounted in these Pitbull Rock Beasts and get them on these stock method wheels that came with the kit. A little quick comparison of these two tires. These are the old Falcon MT Wild Peaks that came stock with the kit, and these are the Pitbull Rock Beasts that I just installed on the same wheels, the method wheels that come with the Yeti kit. Here they are from the side. You can see the Pitbulls are quite a bit wider. With the Pitbull foams, they are substantially softer, which is exactly what I was looking for. These are very soft in their own right, but these just are super soft. That's with the Pitbull 2.2 foams. The tread is as aggressive as it is on these Falcon Wild Peaks. The tread on the Rock Beast might be just a little bit better. Maybe a bit more spacing between the treads in the Rock Beasts to kind of help it grab and grip things. As I said, the tire is substantially wider than the stock tire. This may create just a little bit of body rubbing. I'm not sure. We'll see once I get them mounted. These are the new tires mounted on the Method wheels. I'm going to go ahead and get the other 4 mounted so I can get them back on the truck. So the Yeti got new shoes and it looks pretty promising. I'm pretty anxious to see how they do. It look like they're set up pretty much the same as they are on other vehicles I own. Everything's okay except for there's a little bit of rubbing here at the max end of articulation in the back. May have to do a little trimming. That's what that tape is about. I'm not sure. I'm going to test it out before I actually get to cutting on the body, but that's the next stage of upgrades.